Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to an honest review of 2018's Incident in a Ghostland, a movie that surrounds two sisters who were traumatized by a very serious event from their childhoods. Myself and Stu are going to cover this one, giving our thoughts and feelings about the movie, and stick around till the end to hear our overview.
This film starts with like two girls in a car with their mum, right? And one of them seems to be a writer, trying to find a horror voice to try and make it big. And then suddenly this like ambulance or ice cream truck goes past them on the motorway, or
I thought it was Gregory, mate.
Yeah, I did think it was Gregory. Yeah, they get to this like house, don't they? And then it's filled with all these like dolls.
Yeah, it was extremely gothic. Like, we have the family here, don't we? We have Beth and we've got Vera, who are the sisters. They've got like a French mother, and she's just sort of like inherited this house full of dolls. Beth is a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft books, so that's kind of where she wants to get on her career path. But it's just bizarre, this van showing up, and you've got this really fat man and like a woman in like a black dress attack them both, but we never really get any context of who they are, though.
I kind of worked out who it was.
Go for it.
It was Matt Lucas and Raven from Teen Titans Go, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, before that, I don't know, you know, they walk into this house and there's like, I mean, at first I thought it was a dumb waiter, but it turns out it's just like a mirror with a cupboard behind it. Almost immediately, there's this doll jump scare. And then that's immediately followed up with a truck light jump scare, which is really shit because lights on a truck are not scary. The reason I thought I'm not going to enjoy this near the start is because this truck that is obviously, you know, got the murder in it that's going to appear, the truck like creeps up on the house. You've got
the truck creeps up?
You've got like the front door open. You're about 5 foot from the front door. I didn't think trucks of this magnitude were that quiet.
And the people who are in the truck end up being completely psychopathic, and you know, you've got the mother walking around the house. Oh, what's going on here? What's happening? And fat man jump scare.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, just some fucking obese man runs in and just smashes the mum against the wall and then drags them down into the basement just to bench press them and sniff their lady gardens.
This was bizarre.
I'm assuming he can smell if they're deflowered or not.
Well, he grabs them both up by the ankles, doesn't he? Beth has, you know, just started her period. She's like hit that age now, and he just sort of like is disgusted by it, and he just launches her against the wall.
Just really wanted to enjoy the yeah.
Do you want to do that again?
No, I've Jonathan Rossed it. Fragrance.
The fragrance.
I sound like that guy from Only Fools and Horses. Crying. Crying.
Fucking Roy Orbison. What a reference.
But then the girl just watches her mum get kicked the shit out of. But it turns out, at this point, the mum's hard as fuck and goes downstairs for a little wrestle with Bam Bam Bigelow, didn't she? Turns out the mum should have been on that SAS Who Dares Win. She's fucking mental, isn't she?
Jesus. With Foxy.
Yeah, she's fucking well hard.
It's actually a really well put together fight because every punch and hit is just like a thud. It really crunches. The sound design's awesome for it.
They've tried to make you like feel it, haven't they?
This is the incident in the Ghostland that we are discussing now as the kids' experience. But then the movie takes a detour into the future, and we have Beth, who's grown up now. She's a best-selling horror author. She's pursued her dreams, and her latest book is about that particular incident. She ends up going back to meet her mother again, and Vera, the sister, has gone completely insane and is kept locked in the basement, but it's voluntary. She's like locked herself in from the inside.
Sister jump scare. Yeah, she just lives naked in the basement, doesn't she?
Yeah, with like loads of evil, like just animatronic doll type things, and she like hugs teddy bears and stuff.
Obviously gone insane from the stuff that they had to deal with. And you see her like, you know, running into walls and just running screaming through the house. At one point she even changed herself to the bed, doesn't she? Because she thinks Barry from EastEnders is coming back to get her.
I'm like at the trot.
And it's just like, at one point she just like starts kicking the shit out of herself and like breaks her own hands, doesn't she? She's like,
does some serious damage.
She's like almost possessed, doesn't she? She dresses up like a doll and
she's got the makeup on
she's
too.
Like made up like one, and it's all a bit weird. And then all of a sudden Greg Wallace is back in the house, isn't he?
How many more What people can you compare this guy to?
The whole way through, I was like, if this is a fucking dream, I'm going to be pissed off. If this is a fucking dream, I'm going to be so wound up. Guess what, Connor?
Yeah.
It's a fucking dream. She wakes up, looks in the mirror, she's all battered and bruised. Guess what? Still in the fucking basement.
Nah.
Fucking Winston Churchill and Margaret Thatcher running around torturing them. Turns out the mum was actually just butchered right in front of her in the kitchen all along. Quite a savage killing that as well when it's replayed, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, what did you think of this whole twist as well? The fact that the mother died originally.
Yeah, then it cuts to like what we thought was the crazy sister consoling her and just telling her to like let go of all this, be here, be in the moment. The sister's there telling her not to move, don't cry, whatever happens, just don't make a noise because it's going to make it worse. But she basically plays hide and seek for about 15 minutes and then just legs it out into the woods, which we thought was safety, but then the cops find Janet Dickinson, innit? It's fucking Janice Dickinson blows them away and the girls are back in the candy van again in the field, aren't they?
Oh, I was infuriated at these police. Wait, not even just the way the police went on. The fact the police were there, it's like, oh, the girls have escaped from this house and they've ran into the middle of nowhere. Oh, it's a good job the police are doing their rounds.
Yeah, just along a road of nothingness and drive past them and then come back for no reason.
It's like the bloody Castaway Road that Tom Hanks ends up on. It's like, what? And then, of course, police immediately
just die straight away. To be fair though, I was quite shocked. I didn't expect the police to just suddenly get blown away and then the girls be in the back of the van and ultimately back to the house to be molested again, and she's back into her dream sequences, isn't she? And we see, I think at this point they show like really clearly it's just a means of her escape from the brutal torture that they're enduring. But then more police arrive. I'm not quite sure how they figure that out.
The policeman, doesn't he, like radios in for backup before he gets killed.
My point to that is like, how did they know to find that house?
That's actually a good point, yeah.
I don't quite work out how the police work out to come here, but they come in and, shoot the nutters and then they all get carted out on stretchers and survive another day. Hurrah!
It's just a bit balls, innit? But generally speaking, though, I think this is a pretty decent film.
It started off and I thought, it's going to be shit. And then it kind of got okay and then it got shit again. And then the whole dream thing, immediately I was like, oh, no. But then the way they did the dream thing with her, like, using it to repress what was actually happening and it be a bit of a twist, I like that.
Yeah.
I thought it actually worked quite well and it showed, like, the mental state some people have to put themselves in to escape the reality that they're going through because it's horrific. But then, as I say, the end was kind of shit. But overall, I thought it was quite watchable. And, spoiler alert, we weren't even going to watch this film. Which maybe we should somehow play out with the comedy of errors.
This is correct. So I'll go over my overview, but before I do, I'll say stick to the very end of the video to see the monumental cock-up, probably the biggest mistake ever made in a UTG recording session, which will reveal what next week's review will be. But my wrap-up thoughts of Instant in a Ghostland are the dynamic between the three actresses of the mother and the two sisters were actually quite good. I enjoyed their characters together. I do like the twist of Beth being the main character of she's the normal one trying to help Vera, the mental one, but the mental one turns up to be justified why she is the way she is, and it's Beth who's actually arguably more psychologically scarred. I'd like to have had a bit more context on who on earth the woman in black and the fat man were, because they come in the ice cream van, do some damage, and that's it. There's no context as to why they're there or who they are.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? But it's not like unenjoyable, it's just not amazing, like maybe very slightly above average.
Just like this episode.
Yeah, just like every episode on our channel, but make sure you subscribe so you can watch just above average YouTube content from now on.
And right now, we're going to play you an outtake that'll let you know exactly what next week's episode is in the most hilarious way possible. So cheers for watching, and we'll see you next time with what? Find out now. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to an honest review of 2021's Prisoners of the Ghostland. You want more Nicolas Cage in ridiculous situations? You got it. What is going on in this film? Well, Stu's gonna join me and we're gonna chat about it. Stay through to the end of the video to hear our final thoughts, but we're gonna chat about the plot and there are gonna be spoilers. How are you doing this week, Stu?
Connor, let me just stop you a sec.
Yeah.
Did you say this has Nicolas Cage in it?
I did.
I reckon I might have watched a different film called Ghostland.
What? This is Prisoners of the Ghostland.
No, I've watched a film called Ghostland.
What? What's the film called? Ghostland? Hang on.
I just searched, it's just called Ghostland or Incident in Ghostland.
Incident in a Ghostland. Oh, Stu, I've done a totally different film. I've done Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Oh no, I saw Ghostland, so I just googled. I just found Ghostland.
Oh god, I didn't even know that Incident in a Ghostland existed.
Yeah, but Incident in a Ghostland, like, sometimes it's just called Ghostland. So I was like,
fuck.
It's got to be that. It's got to be that. So I've watched a completely different film, which ironically was not all. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't all that bad. But we're probably not going to be able to review two very different films right now. Oh man, sorry, I just saw Ghostland, so I just looked that. Sorry,
my bad.
Why don't I watch Prisoners in Ghostland with Nicolas Cage? You watch the other one.
Oh, that's a good idea. And then we've still covered like two films, and then we'll just drop Incident in a Ghostland like at a later time.
Yeah, and we can do
Prisoners and Incident in a double.
Yeah, we'll do the two Ghostland films in.
Oh my god, should we back to back them?